Okay, so in today's video, I am going to be breaking down a little bit of some of the more recent Kai Sotto footage. However, I'm also going to give my opinion as to why he is currently not in the NBA. Obviously, there's a few things that happened in his past that was not the most inclusive towards the NBA. So, to start off, he was in the NBA G League. He played for G League Ignite. He was a fantastic player, but he never got to play any games because of COVID. He decided to go and play for his national team, which then later on got canceled because of that virus, and he was unable to re-enter into the United States, which means that he had to basically break his contract. This is a massive, massive, massive ding on your name as a player, and if you're doing things like that for the national teams, guess what? The NBA, we all know, they're not a huge, massive fan of national teams. Their players are not playing for them, and they're dishing out a lot of money to these players. So if you prioritize your national team like Kai Sotto, you are probably going to have a little bit of a harder time making it to the NBA. And then there's also his gameplay. So let's get down, let's check him out. Okay, so first off, he actually does a pretty good job these days in the high and low post. Right here, he received the pass, he set the dribble handoff. It's a very simple play that many pro teams run. However, he sets that screen, he rolls to the basket a lot faster than he used to. So this is in real time. He actually went pretty quickly towards the rim, and he actually timed that pretty good. Before, he would turn, sometimes just stay here, sometimes he would roll towards the basket and stop, other times he would just kind of leisurely jog towards the basket. Now he's actually rolling quite hard, and it's actually working out really well for him because he's able to get to the rim. The dude is 7 feet tall, he is a phenomenal basketball player, and he needs to do more of this. As a player, if you are rolling or attacking the basket, notice what Kai Sotto did right there. When he's attacking the rim, watch what he does right here. He lowers the shoulder just a little bit. He doesn't go past his foot. He makes contact with the defender first. This allowed him to get just a little bit of gap, not a lot, and that allowed him to be able to get that basket. Obviously, the and one was called as well. He dipped them just a bit so that he would have the leverage to go. He's able to then backdoor cut his man because his defender was not ready for this. He was standing straight up, Kai Sotto was not, and Kai Sotto was able to make him pay. So being able to read defenders like this is something that is going to help improve his game and chances of making the NBA. Now, I'm not too sure if it's because he's been watching my videos, but I've mentioned this a lot in the past, and that is always be ready for alley-oops. You're 7 feet tall, you're in the paint. If somebody lobs it up, the first thing you got to think is dunk, and that's exactly what he thinks right here. That was fantastic. It was nice, quick. Nobody's going to block that. This is something that needs to happen more often. Now, I actually really like this drive that happens right here. So, once Kai Sotto gets that ball out on that perimeter, he attacks right away. He gets his shoulders down. This was something that was lacking in his game before. He's playing off of 2 feet. His feet are nice and wide. It gives him lots of options. And he attacks right away. By attacking right away, the defender's momentum is taking him this way. Your momentum is taking you this way. You were already pre-planning this because you've seen him closing out too hard, which means that by blowing past him right here, if you can cut back in front, which is exactly what Kai Sotto does right there, there's not much that can happen. Now, he does miss this first shot. He does get the putback. However, knowing what you need to do by reading your defender is extremely important. And while this is something that Kai Sotto was missing in the past, playing off of 2 feet as well on the perimeter, he is becoming a more and more polished player, and this is what we need to see from somebody who wants to make the NBA. Now, this is something that we need to see more of from Kai Sotto, and that is the ability for him to shoot threes. He is a phenomenal three-point shooter as well. It's not going to be a deadly three-point shot, but it is able to stretch the floor out, and that is a needed commodity at all levels of basketball. If you are close to making the NBA, you have to make sure that you play by their rules. And I'm not saying that this is a rule or not, but I'm just the fact of, yes, while the NBA does like the ability to be able to promote their players internationally on this international stage, it is harder on the owners. There's a lot of players like Andrew Wiggins who were told you are unable to play for your national team. So obviously there is some tensions between the NBA and FIBA. However, how we have to look at it as players is if we really do want to reach the NBA level, obviously you need to work hard and all that, but you need to be able to play by their rules. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Hit that like button and subscribe.